So I'll get started with myself. So hi, I am Tanish Wadhwani. I am a founder, CEO, and head of product. Final year BTech CSE student at VIT Vellore, and I hail from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. So yeah, now I would want you to like switch on your cameras for a while at least, and let's have a introduction first, and then we can proceed with our webinar. So can any one of you proceed with your introductions? So let's get to know each other. Yeah, please proceed and please. Okay, this is not going to be a guest lecture, all right? So I am a fourth year, I am a senior. Like this is going to be more of a senior junior mentoring session or interactive session rather than a typical guest lecture. So feel free to interact and talk. So it won't be boring for
Hi,
me as well and you as well. Yeah, yeah. Please proceed.
hi, I'm Gagan. I'm from Chennai. I'm second year student, CSC student from VIT Vellore.
So hi Gagan, how is life going? How has life been dealing with you?
It's okay, like yeah, it's okay. Not too great, not too bad.
All right. Yeah. All right. Others?
Hi, I'm Tanshu. Hello, am I audible?
Sure, Diptanshu. Hi.
Yeah, I'm in fourth year.
All right. VIT Vellore?
Yeah, VIT Valor. I'm a CSS student.
Oh, nice.
Which branch are you from?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah, computer science core.
okay, cool.
Hello
Nice.
guys, I
Hi.
am I'm from Kenya. I'm a student doing applied computer technology at United States International University.
Oh, nice. Welcome, Jacob.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, please feel free. Proceed ahead with your introductions. All right, then. Let's get started. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Which I do. So I have a multitude of experience. Even in technical side, I am experienced in multiple tech domains and stacks like web development, machine learning, competitive programming, extended reality, and blockchain, of course. So you can totally count on me. Now, many of you, when you enter college, you have this perception that you want to, get placed. So yeah, let me help you with that first. So here's your checklist to get placed on campus. These are the 13 steps which you need to take, and it's done. We will be rolling a mentorship program quite soon. So my vision, my agenda with C4 projects is that currently India lacks in their skill. So I want to do that, and there is no proper way to go through that. You can get started with a course at Udemy, a course at Coursera, but we all know the reality. It's dull, it's boring. You'll leave it in a day or two. If you are perseverant, still you'll do it. But the procedure it's not efficient at all. So for my first agenda is to bring a culture of mentorship via my product. Next, considering the VIT community and college communities, I feel there is a lot that needs to be made aware of. Like for example, I didn't knew that companies would be coming in my third year for internship opportunities. I wasn't aware of that. If I would have known that, I would have started computer programming in my second year itself, maybe. But I wasn't aware about that. So there's that. And then again, just competitive programming is not sufficient. Like, there's no point of getting a job at Amazon if you're having an existential crisis at the end of your college. That is this what I really want to do? So exploring in college is equally important, be it exploring in various technical domains, or be it exploring college in general, management, leadership, design, law, policy, other stuff. So that's what my agenda with C4 projects is, to bring a culture of mentorship and also a culture of awareness. So you can follow us at our social media links, which Minmay will post in the chat. So you can follow us here and stay updated about your initiative. Now, let's get actually started. Let's first have a look at your date. So this is what we'll be building today, a decentralized application for e-voting. So I'll just go through the front end. So to give you a rough idea of the application, we won't be focusing on front end though. So this is the sign up, this is login. Once you log in, there's installation. This is our core module. So you type the candidate you want to vote for, and it gets voted. You are only permitted single vote per system. So this is what we are going to do today, build a system like this. Now, on the looks of it, this might look very similar to a regular web application, but I'll expand further on how it's really different. So yeah, now that we have looked at your date, let's talk about the agenda at hand. How is your date really different from your ex? So think of it in this way. Your date, a decentralized application, by the looks of it, is indeed very similar to your ex, a normal web application. But if you dig in, it has the advantage of not relying on a single central server hosted, which might disappear tomorrow. Basically, they look similar, but your date won't ditch you like your ex. I'll expand with another example. Say you are doing a group project. You are a group of 5 and you are doing a group project. So now either you can have a 6th person who can manage all your documents. You can send in the documents, he'll append them, edit them, and make the final version out of it. Or all 5 of you can work on a Google Doc simultaneously. So that's what blockchain is. The same data with each of the user. Each user has control of its data. You don't need to rely on a third party for trust. You don't need to rely on that 6th person to do the documentation work for you. So basically, if we expand this further, no more AWS, no more Bezos or Zuckerberg leveraging your personal data, no more Trump screaming missing votes. This is what blockchain is. This is what future is. This is how your date is really different from your ex. All right, then. Now let's get started with the hookup. So truth or dare? Okay, I'll go in first. Truth. Cool. So I'll tell you everything about your date. So let's get started with what is blockchain exactly. Now let's imagine things go normal. VIT calls us back. We are finally back to our hostels, and of course, the first thing that we would do, go to Tarama, of course. So as many of you might be aware that Tarama does not accept digital payment. It only accepts cash. So you are two friends. You are going to Tarama to have your dinner, and only one of you has cash. Now he pays the cash to the restaurant, but now you need to transfer the money to him, and you are transferring to him via GPay. So think of both of you as a node where you have a file of transactions on your system's ledger. Basically, if you go into your GPay, you will have all of this. Like, I'm assuming that GPay is using blockchain here. Just to give you a demonstration and example. So if you go into GPay, you'll find this list of whole transactions that are on your system, whatever transactions you have done so far. So similarly, your node will have a file of all these transactions. Now, let's say me and Mrinmay are minors or two government accountants, and we have the same data as you. So basically, your data is distributed. You have the same data as us. Now, as you make the transaction, your system is going to send us an email that this person is going to transfer this much of money to this person. Now, both of us are going to rush and check if this transaction is actually valid, or can you actually make this transaction? Can you actually transfer the money? So we are going to tell your records that, okay, initially you had 5,000 in your bank account, then you made all these payments, and so you have this much balance left, and thus it's possible for you to pay for this transaction. So I'll write this whole thing up. I'll send this to all the accountants, to Mrinmay basically, and once he verifies, he'll agree to it. And once he's agreed, all of us accountants are going to update our files. So this algorithm of verifying is called proof of work. Now the first of accountants or miners who are going to do this are going to be paid their salary, bitcoins basically. So this is how blockchain works. This is how it works in real life. So I'm going to take a pause here. If you don't understand it, let me know. Like, I'll expand further on it.
Sir, can you go a bit slow?
All right. Like specifically anything, like what should I clarify? Like, did you specifically not understand anything?
Can you tell us more about the ledger? I am a little confused about that.
All right. So a ledger is basically a file of transactions on your computer. So let's say, like, open your GPay, and there will be this list of transactions that are there, that you have paid this much money to this person, this much money to that person. So basically, your node is going to have all these transactions in files. This is called a ledger, basically. Was I able to clarify?
Yeah. Can you check the text once, the chat box?
Yeah, what is the difference between a ledger and a block?
Okay, difference between a ledger and a block. All right, so I'll get to that when I'm going into depths of Ethereum, because I'm just explaining the concept of blockchain here. So I'll be able to clarify more when I'm discussing on Ethereum. All right. Yeah. So you want me to check the text? I'll just check.
The Google text.
Oh, wait. Already you want me to repeat? Sure. All right. So let's say you have to transfer a sum of money to your friend via Google Pay, and I'm assuming Google Pay uses blockchain system. All right. So you, basically a node, have a file of transactions on your system, a ledger. So your phone, basically, let's call it is the node. When you open your Google Pay and you check out all the transactions that you've done in the past, that is your ledger. All right. The ledger is going to have all the transactions which you have done so far. Like, you have transferred this much money to that friend, this much money to that friend. You can find your whole history on Google Pay. So that is what basically ledger is. Then let's say me and Minmay are two government accountants. In the blockchain terms, we call ourselves miners. Then the data is distributed. Basically, all you, me, and Mrinmay, all three of us are going to have the same data that you have on your Google Pay. Now, so that means this system is distributed. All right. Now, as you make a transaction, so your Google Pay is going to send me a notification that you are trying to make this transaction. Now, me and Mrinmay are going to check that whether you can make this transaction or not, and we are going to write a proof of it. Now, how will we do that? It's pretty simple. Like, we'll just check all of the transactions. Like, let's say initially when you started your bank account, you had 5,000 rupees. Then you gave some money to someone else, then you received some money from someone else. After making all those calculations, you had some remaining, let's say 4,000 rupees, and you want to transfer 1,000 rupees to your friend. So since you have 4,000 rupees in your account, you can transfer 1,000 to your friend. So that's why this transaction is valid. So I'll write this whole proof and send it to everyone, all the accountants. Once the other accountant agrees that yeah, this proof works, everyone is going to update their files that yeah, this thing worked, and basically this will be appended to your ledger that okay, this transaction happened. So all three of our files got updated, mine's, Mrinmay's, and yours. So and since I was the first one to do it, I'll be paid salary Bitcoin. So miners get paid basically in Bitcoin, like blockchain systems. So that's how basically blockchain work. uh, was it clear this time?
Yeah, can you? Okay, I think we'll see node and ledger in detail later, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm a little confused what they exactly do.
All right. So, what is Ethereum? So, Ethereum is basically okay. I explained you the concept of blockchain. Now, Ethereum is the framework which we are going to use. So, Ethereum is a global open source blockchain which can be freely used and developed. So, anyone can use Ethereum, and anyone can set up Ethereum on their own systems. So, yeah, basically, Ethereum is what we are going to use for our development, DApp development. Then what is an Ethereum node? So Ethereum node is basically any device that is running the Ethereum blockchain. Let's say you install the Ethereum blockchain on your system, so your system becomes an Ethereum node. So once your system becomes an Ethereum node, it can connect to other nodes and interact with them. Now, to make sure that all the nodes have the same copy of data, we use an algorithm called proof of work, which I already explained. So basically, this system is going to ensure that all of the devices which are on the chain, they have the same data and they can interact with each other. All right, I'll proceed. So basically, the blockchain is going to store your data. It also stores the code, and it also runs the code in the EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. So yeah. Now, what are smart contracts? So the core logic of your whole application is going to be written in .sol files. These files are called smart contracts, and these are written in the Solidity language. Now, what do I exactly mean by core logic? Now, let's say you are using Facebook. So you went on Facebook, you typed you are registering on Facebook, you typed in your name, your email, and everything, and then you hit on the sign up button. Now this data will be transferred to the Facebook database, which will help you to log in the future. So now how does this exactly work? So there is a code written in backend in case of Facebook in PHP, which tells the system that okay, take the data from the front end, then HTML pages, web pages, and then transfer it to my database. Now, similarly, in blockchain, this whole backend or code is written in smart contract or Solidity files. Now, coming to the blockchain stack. So, as I explained, the backend of Ethereum or blockchain is written in Solidity. So, this Solidity code is then compiled to bytecode, and then the bytecode is deployed to the blockchain. Now, as you saw the web application earlier, that decentralized application earlier of the e-voting application, so you might have noticed that its front end is not very different from our regular applications, the regular web application or regular mobile applications. So basically, to connect the backend of blockchain of Ethereum with the front end, we use this library called web3.js. You need to just include this library in your normal front end, and you can work accordingly with it. Like there's no much difference in the front end of Ethereum. You just need to include this library web3.js and connect your backend to the front end. So that's how the blockchain stack works. One last thing about the theory. So as soon as you start using a decentralized application, you get built-in bank accounts. Now these bank accounts are called wallets, and they store your money. In case of Ethereum ecosystem, it is called Ether. So yeah, that was pretty much the whole theory that you needed to know. Now, if you have any questions, let me know.
Uh, you mentioned that the algorithm that we use works on a proof of concept, right?
Proof of work.
Proof of work. So what if an algorithm, what if a node decides to show the wrong proof? Like it's not the transaction isn't correct, but it shows that the transaction is correct.
No, actually, so this proof of work algorithm is written with highly secure cyber security codes. So it ensures that whatever a transaction is happening, it is only going to show you the correct transaction. Plus, your proof of work will be always verified by another miner or another accountant. So you can't really make any changes to that.
Ramesh, can you look at the Google Meet chat?
Okay, guys,
Tanish,
can you actually? Yeah,
can you hear
yes,
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, the proof of work, the code will be available with all the nodes,
So basically, miners need to come up with
the
their own.
contract.
No, not the contract. So it
Is
is
the,
there, like it is stored in the
the
smart contract. So basically, the miners need to come up with their own logic that the transaction is valid. So basically, that's how this industry of miners work. So that's how miners get paid. So
that means the
basically,
business.
yeah, proceed.
I mean, the business logic is there with the miners or with all the nodes.
So basically, a miner is a node which is going to mine the blockchain. So basically, you can either be like a consumer or either be a miner of it. So when you're mining the blockchain, so for mining the blockchain, there is a gas price. So you get paid for basically mining the blockchain. So when you're mining the blockchain, you are adding more and more blocks. So basically, the miners are getting paid for doing this work, for verifying the transactions and adding more blocks.
Sure. My question is that
Mhm.
only the miners will have the contract or all nodes will have the contract?
You mean the smart contract, which is acting
Yes,
on it?
yes, please.
Yeah. So basically, there are two types of accounts. There are externally owned accounts, and there are contract accounts in Ethereum. So basically, you can go with either. So if you're deploying it, then the contract is available with everyone. So everyone is using that contract. Everyone is utilizing that. So the only thing is that on one node, only one account can deploy the contract, can be
Sure.
the miner, basically.
Sure. Yeah, thank you, please.
All right. All right. Any more doubts, or should I proceed with?
No, no.
All right. All right. Truth or dare? So it's your turn this time, and it's a dare. So your dare would be to set up a private Ethereum blockchain on your system. I'll be guiding you through it. So just open this link on your system. I've mentioned all the steps in my blog. Mrinmay, can you post this link in the chat? Has everyone opened the link? All right. Am I audible? Is my screen visible?
Yep, you're audible. It's visible.
All right. So if you guys have opened the link, so all right. So you can go through this block later on, and you can go in more depth of theory. I have mentioned everything in detail here. Right now, let's just get started with setting up our own private Ethereum blockchain. So first of all, download and install Geth from this link. I've already done that, so I won't be proceeding with it. Just let me know once you are done downloading and installing it, and let me know if you are facing any issues installing it. So this is how we are going to proceed. Like I'm going to guide you step through step by setting up this Ethereum private Ethereum blockchain on your system, and I'm going to wait for you. Just to ensure that you actually are able to get something out of this session, and you actually are able to code your first blockchain. And it would be a bit more preferable if you guys can use your mic to interact, because I would have to like switch back every time to the chat window for reading the chat. So all right, any doubts, any problem, did you guys face any problem in downloading and like installing Get from here? All right, I assume none. So Get is basically implementation of the Ethereum blockchain in Go. It is the Ethereum implementation is also available with C++ and Python, but the most common one is Get, which is in Go. So we'll be using that to set up our blockchain. So
Sir,
I guess
I didn't get the link. Or I mean, I can download it.
the link is in the chat. Can you just try downloading it?
No, but it's not downloading. I'm saying.
What is it showing?
What exactly?
It's opening the web page, but it's not showing anything. It's just giving your name.
Wait, are you able to see this blog?
Let me refresh it. Yeah, I can see it.
Hello.
Yeah, just go to this link here.
How much time will it take to install?
Few minutes, I guess, not much.
Yeah, I've initiated the script. It's running right now.
All right.
Where's the link? Downloading link.
Yeah, it's here in my blog. I shared the link on the chat,
Yeah,
and you can open the blog
yeah,
and you can get the link from here. Yeah.
yeah. I got it.
So meanwhile you're waiting to install or getting it downloaded, you can proceed to the second step, which is downloading this genesis.json file from here, my GitHub. Just downloaded file from yeah. Are you guys done installing Get?
It's being installed.
All right.
I've set up the JSON file and the folders.
Yeah, you have downloaded the JSON file.
Yeah, and I set up the folders, Ethereum, and data directory.
Oh, great. So whenever you are done till step 3, just let me know. Just write yes in the chat so I can proceed further with the next step. So Deepak, these are the steps. You can go through the blog link which Minmay has posted. I'll post it again. Go through this link and you will find the steps there with the links and stuff. All right, one yes. Never mind. So I'm going to proceed with the further steps. So you can have a look at them. Yep. So first step was to download and install Get from here.
It's still installing. Like, I don't know why it's taking so long.
Yeah. Never mind. So you can always follow these steps. So I'm just going to demonstrate this to you. Like the commands are pretty much clear, so like they should run for you pretty well. So I can just go through this whole setup so that you are able to set it up whenever get installs for you. So first step was to install get from here. Then next step was to downloading the JSON file from genesis.json file from here. Now, what a Genesis file is, it's basically the configuration of your blockchain, sort of the settings of your blockchain. So this is basically your first block in a way, and you configure your blockchain via this Genesis file. So I have made up a errorless proper Genesis file for this to work right now. Once we are more proficient in dealing with the whole stack, then we can surely make changes to Genesis files as well. Right now, it's better just to use this template and get started. So you are supposed to download this from here. Then you need to set up a folder, Ethereum, then create a folder data directory in it and paste Genesis on JSON in the Ethereum folder. So I set up the Ethereum folder. I copied the contents of the Git repository in this folder itself. So I've set up my data directory folder. My genesis.json is already in the Ethereum folder. So I use VS Code for my development. You can use any of the IDE that you prefer.
Finally.
So now in this command, first you need to basically replace this address with the address of your data directory. So in my case, it's this. And then you need to replace this with the address of your JSON file. Then open up your terminal. Just paste this command and run. So basically, with your genesis.json file and the data directory, you have set up your private Ethereum blockchain. Now we need to set up a node in it. So for setting up a node, we'll be following this command. Again, replace this with the address of your data directory. So as you can see,
What is the
I've set up
network ID?
123. It's a random one.
Can you repeat the steps from the starting? I didn't get it.
Yeah, no problem. So you need to just follow the commands which are given here. So have you like installed get in your system?
Yeah, that's done. I have done till step 3.
All right. So for step 4, you need to copy this command from the block, paste it somewhere, and replace the addresses there with the address of your data directory and the address of your genesis.json file. then just copy that whole command and paste it in your terminal. So just let me know if you were able to like you were comfortably able to get through step 4.
Excuse me, I'm trying to install, but then I'm not able to. It's telling me long stories.
Yeah,
Pardon?
can I
Pardon?
type these commands in a notepad and run in at the Ethereum directory?
No, you need to run this in your terminal only. So if you're using Windows, you can open run by Windows R and then type cmd. Then okay, that will open up your terminal. So you can type in your commands here. Or if you are using an IDE, there will be functionality of terminal there. You can use that as well. All right. So just let me know if I can proceed with this, or if you have any doubts, I'll take them up.
Any software required for this, or just the command prompt I can do?
Pardon?
Any software required, or just I can do with the command prompt, all these commands?
Yes, yes.
Just at the command prompt, no need any software.
No, because we are setting up a like bare bones of Ethereum. Basically, we can I'll get on to frameworks and stuff later on. Right now, we are coding it with bare bones.
Sure,
Like
can you
totally.
show the demo on your system on the command prompt so that it is
Sure.
easy for us to follow?
Sure thing. Yeah. So. So, so this was the first command. So this is terminal only. So I've been using VS Code for the terminal. You can use it directly with command prompt as well. Yeah, so I already created this, so it's giving me an error because I already did that. So I'll be using core command prompt only. As you can see, my Ethereum node is set up after step 5. So let me know if this much is clear, so I'll proceed ahead.
It's showing failed when I'm pasting this in the command prompt.
Did you change the address?
From where I can do that?
No, like did you
The path.
yeah, the path basically. This has to be your path to your data directory, and this has to be the path to your genesis.json. All right. Any more doubts till step 4?
I'm still installing Git.
Oh, All right, no worries. You can follow the steps and ask in between whenever you encounter any doubt. Would
No
that be
problem.
cool? Yeah, all right. So I'll be proceeding with step 5. So step 5, again, you need to copy this command, paste it somewhere. Just change the path to your data directory. This is the path to my data directory. Change it to the path of your data directory. Then again, copy this command, paste it in your terminal, and you should get something like this. Let me know when this is done. I've attached the screenshots as well already in my blogs, so you can refer to them too.
Ganesh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, here in our command prompt, it just 8085. What is this 8085? Is it a port number? Can you explain a few terms here?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so like going into the depth of this command is not necessary right now, because we are like setting up this whole bare bone structure, and after setting this up, we'll be anyways moving to a framework. So yeah, but to clarify, this is your port number, this is your network ID, and RPC port, they help you set up your node and Ethereum. Data directory routes it to your data directory path, and yeah, node discover is required to set up your this node. Just let me know when any one of you is done with step 5, so I'll proceed further. All right. Any doubts to step 5, or should I proceed? All right. Assuming none. Okay. Now for step 6, again, just copy this command. Paste it wherever you are maintaining your commands. For this, open up a new terminal. This should open up the console for you. Yeah, so you should get something like this after running this command, your console, to interact with your node. All right, let me know when you are clear with step 6. You should get something like this. Yes, Sanjay, it is being recorded. All right, assuming you all are clear, I'll proceed to next step. So next step would be to set up a new account, a new personal account on your node. So you need to have a passphrase for it. Another interesting fact is that there is no forget password here. So whatever passphrase you are choosing for your account, you need to remember it. There is no way to retrieve it back. And this will be the address of your new account. So let me know when you are done till here. So we'll probably sharing the recording on our social platforms or mailing it. You can follow our social media handles. You will surely be updated there. Vinmay, can you send those handles again? Yes, Anurag, I'm coming to that, but before even you get into developing distributed and you actually develop a decentralized application using Ethereum. So before we can even get into that, we need to first learn these basics, because we'll be using these commands again and again. All right, I'll proceed. So in the last step, we set up our account. Now to get the balance of your account, you can use this command. eth.getBalance, and just paste your account number here. Yup. So as you can see, the balance is 0 for a newly created account. So by using this command, you start mining. And by using this command, you can stop mining. Now, yeah, as you can see, the balance increased. So that's how mining works. So let me know when you're done till step 10. After that, we need to repeat the steps with another data directory and then connect them. But that's not possible until you have completed all your steps here. Yes, Anurag. So I'll just brief you with how mining works. So basically, miners verify the transactions that are happening on blockchain, and once these transactions are verified by one miner, they submit their proof to other miners, and other miners verify the proof. Once this is verified, so everyone updates their file. So the miner who presented with the proof of work, who was the first to verify the transaction, gets paid. So that is how mining works on blockchain. I'll be sharing the PPT as well, so don't worry about it. And you can go out the theoretical details on the blog as well. I've mentioned everything there. All right, what does the proof of work look like? So there is no template or anything as such. Like those are complex transactions which miners perform upon. So it really varies. And you can get like you can only get experience of that once you start working on the main blockchain. Right now we are working on a public blockchain which is deployed on our system, so you won't get to see the real proof of work for like at least for a long while since now, because we need to first learn this basic stuff and then only you can start mining on the main blockchain. Oh, nice. Directly the main question: how much can we earn in this field, and how much experience do we need? So yeah, I'll get to that in the later part of my presentation. All right. So was anyone able to get till step 10?
Tanish,
Yeah.
so the server is showing generating DAG at every second, I guess. What does that mean? It's just the server running, or is there anything else to it?
You mean this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically the blockchain working. So
Okay.
once you wrote your fifth command, you basically activated the node on your blockchain. So and with the other command, you basically open the console to interact with it. So whenever you are going to do anything here, like on your console, like you opened up a new account, you mined it or anything, there will be repercussions of that on the node. So the node is going to notify you that whatever activity is happening.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So
For
think
me,
of,
it just
yeah, yeah.
shows generating DAG in process. That's it. Like for the past, how much ever, like I've done, I did the minor dot start and minor stop as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing it's showing me is this.
Uh, Wait a minute. Can you wait a second? Can you try sharing your screen so I can have a look at the error, or share a screenshot or anything?
Okay, I'll share a screenshot.
Yeah. Abhiram, I don't get what you are referring to. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, what percentage are you talking about?
Am I audible?
Yeah.
So it is showing generating DAG in progress, and that side it is showing epoch is equals to 0, percentage is equals to 51, 52, and then it is showing the elapsed time. I have run minor dot start since 4 minutes and it was running in progress. That's it. Showing generating DAG in progress.
Wait a second.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was also talking about. I don't think I can share a picture on the chat, so maybe share screen would work.
Yeah, please share.
Okay. I think because you're sharing, I think only one person can share, I guess. Is that how it is?
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah.
And I have put minor dot start and stop like after elapsing like for some time.
Can you scroll up on the screen, which is showing this DAG?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, okay. Did you set up your private blockchain? I guess you directly ran the command on the main blockchain, I guess. Like before like, did your first command got executed?
Yeah. So this is the first command. This one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then okay, and then 1 second. This is the second one.
All right. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wait. Like
Yeah.
above that. somehow your private Ethereum didn't got set up and it's mining on the main blockchain itself. That's why it's generating DAG and stuff. On the private Ethereum, it was never required.
Right. Okay. So, what do I do?
Yeah. Can you just try restarting your system and like delete the Ethereum folder? Like after this session is done, just delete your folder once. Try running from try going from step two uh, two to like 10 again. So like maybe the part didn't get installed on your system, or it maybe it required a restart or something.
Right. 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 Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, I'll be sharing my contact at the end as well. So if you face any problem, feel free to mail me. I'll respond back to that.
Yeah. Thank you. I'll stop
All right.
sharing now.
All right. Yeah. All right then. I shall proceed. So yeah, till now we were. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
All right. So till
Yes,
now
it
we
is.
were. All right. Yeah. So till now we were working on our first task, which was setting up a private Ethereum blockchain, and we went through the first half of it, which was trying to set up a single account on a single node on your private Ethereum system. Now, since many of you face problems regarding installing it, or many other problems came up, so it's better we stop it here, and you can proceed with this further and get back to me if you get any errors or anything. All right. So this will be your first task which you need to complete for the session. I'll proceed with the presentation. So yeah, this was your first day that you were supposed to complete. Now, to develop your first full stack DF, which we saw in our demonstration at the very start, the e-voting system, what you need to do is first complete your first dare. Then you can unlock this second dare by completing your first dare and posting a picture of the same on your Instagram story with hashtag hookup with blockchain, and also tag the pragmatic optimist, which is me, and tech.c4 projects. So I'll definitely reach out to you with your second task once you're done with your first task. So yeah, so that would be the coding side of the work. Next, proceeding with our session. Now, how will blockchain actually change the world? So the first application which I showed you was decentralized e-voting. So no more discrepancy in vote counts. No more Trump screaming that there was discrepancy, the vote counts were not preferable or whatever. So there will be total transparency and total functionality in vote counting. Next, cryptocurrencies. So cryptocurrencies are basically one decentralized currency for the whole world. That is what Bitcoin is. So if you look at Bitcoin now, it's of somewhat 11 lakhs in India, one Bitcoin. So it's a really great investment. Like it has returned huge for its early investors at least, and it is very much predicted that it is going to go mainstream. And there are certain results which have come to show up. Then again, blockchain will end the cloud era and digital monopoly. So as I explained that with blockchain, you don't need a third party to have trust. So you won't be needing AWS or anything like that wherever security is your concern. So you can choose blockchain and be relieved with it. So that would be the start of digital democracy. There will be social networks coming up on blockchain. Currencies are already there. E-voting will be there soon. So you are going to see a world where this technology is going to be used in plethora. Then again, the last application would be banking. Now, if you would have watched a documentary like Scam 1992 or Bad Boy Billionaires, they have in a very subtle way they have demonstrated how the how there are so many loopholes in the banking system of India. Now imagine if the whole procedure of banking was transparent, these scams wouldn't have happened in the first place. Take it any of these four cases, the three which were there in Bad Boy Billionaires or even of Harshad Mehta. If the banking was transparent, none of these scams would have happened. So that's why blockchain is the future. It's going to end scams like these. Now coming to blockchain as a career. Now this is a very nascent technology. There is not much research on this. Now even the blog which you are seeing that I have set up, like the setting up private Ethereum blockchain is like the hello world of blockchain development. So even when I started dabbling with it, there was not a single resource like my blog which I can just go through and set up my blockchain. With every resource gave me very like various errors and whatnot. So that's why I decided to curate all these resources so that the next generation of newbies don't have to go through all this. So I have compiled all my research in my blog, which you already have the link of. You can also see the references and stuff there. So again, it's a very nascent technology. It requires a lot of research and development. So and that's why it is a very decent bet, because the competition is low right now and the future belongs to it. So it has a huge scope, it has low competition. That's why it makes a very decent bet to be a blockchain developer. And to be that, again, you can follow the part 1, get back to me. I'll give you the link to part 2. You can follow that and get started with DF development. That much basics are sufficient to get you started. So that is it. So if you had any trouble hooking about the blockchain, let me know. If you still have any doubts or anything which you want me to clear up. All right, guys, anything?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to put get after get attach. I have to put the path of the get.ipc file. Then it works.
No, you need for that command. You just need to proceed with it. I have mentioned which all where all you need to change the address. Apart from that, you can just proceed with the commands directly.
Actually, it's showing an error, unable to attach to remote get. When
I guess again the same problem. Maybe your system needs a restart. Just check after installing get. So just try with that and like mail me if you face any problems. I'll surely get back to you.
Sure.
Yeah. So any other doubts? So if you are facing any doubts currently regarding the the coding part, the whole setting up part, it's probably because your system needs a restart after get. So feel free to proceed with it and mail me. I will surely get back to you. So don't hesitate for that. Apart from that, anything on the theoretical end or anything regarding blockchain or anything?
Actually, it works when I put the path to get.ipc after get attached.
Yeah, so actually the thing is that your get is installed, but it is you need to add it to your Windows path. So that automatically happens at time when you restart, or you need to add it manually.
The path manually, yeah.
Yeah. So that may be the thing. So anything else I can help you with? All right, assuming then. So let me know how was your hookup, how was the session. This is the link to the form. Please do give me feedback so that I can improve upon my sessions. I'll be sharing this PPT with you as well and all the other resources. So yeah, thanks. And of course, the best way to get a second act is to know her better. And for knowing more about her, you can always reach out to me at the pragmaticoptimist.net. It's my website. You can find all my social handles, email here. So feel free to reach out to me and I'll surely get back to you. So yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Mozilla Firefox Club, I thank you for enlightening us in the area of blockchain.
All right, you're very much welcome, and we'll be uploading the resources soon. So do do follow us on social media so that you can stay updated, or you might have received the link at the end of the session. Wait, I'll reshare the link so you can stay updated with it. So here's the link. I'll be updating the PPT here, so you can check up here. And of course, my email ID. So I'll do that too. Yeah, this is my personal email ID. You can reach out to me here. All right, it was nice interacting with you all. So feel free to reach out to me for anything else. Yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you.
Adios.